The first night it pushed back. I thought I had done something wrong. I was lucid, standing in a flooded street I half recognized, and I decided to clear the water. A simple act of will, the kind I had done 100 times. I reached for it the way you reach for a light switch. The water did not move. Instead, the street tilted. The light went the color of an old bruise, and something at the far end of it turned to face me. I had not conjured that. I had not wanted it. I woke with one clear thought on top of all the others. That place is not just me. It took me years to understand what that night was telling me. I would like to save you the years. Most people arrive at lucid dreaming carrying the same mental model, the one a Western education installs without ever saying it out loud. The brain runs a simulation during REM sleep. Lucidity is the prefrontal cortex flickering back on inside it, and the whole event happens sealed inside your skull. It is a fine model. For a beginner, it is even a useful one. It is not the model that will get you through serious work. What I would offer instead is stranger, and I think closer to true. The dream state is not really located inside you. When you become lucid, you are not switching modes inside a private movie. You are showing up, present, in a place with its own rules and its own residents. The Tibetan Buddhists call the body you wear there the gyulu, the illusory body. They treat moving through dream space as travel, as real as the waking kind, only under different laws. Shamanic traditions describe the dream world as somewhere you go, not something that happens behind your eyes. I am not asking you to sign your name to any of that, only to loosen your grip on the inside the skull model, the way you would loosen a hand cramped around a tool you have held too long. Hold it tighter, and it will quietly decide what you are allowed to do. So here is what is worth understanding once you start doing serious work in there. 5 things. I learned every one of them the slow way. It responds. The dream is not a backdrop you perform in front of. It is a participant. It reacts to your presence, your mood, the intent you walk in carrying. Push on it with real force, and the place moves under your feet. The water will not clear, and the street tilts instead. It remembers. The landscape accumulates, the way a path through tall grass becomes a trail and then a road. A figure you spoke with before knows you the next time. I stopped thinking of my lucid dreams as disconnected experiences and started treating the dream as a country I kept returning to. It is populated. There are presences in there that are not you. Some are obviously aspects of you, the disowned parts of your depths wearing costumes and faces. Some, just as obviously, are not. And between those certainties is a wide, uneasy middle ground where pretending you can tell is the first mistake. It has weather. The dream has a range of moods, the way a coastline does. Most of it is open and easy to work in. Some stretches carry a heavier charge and take more steadiness. That is not cause for worry. It is the texture of a real place, and all of it is navigable. And the laws are different. In waking life, intention shapes outcome slowly, against constant friction. You set something in motion and wait, and the world drags its feet. In a lucid dream, that gap collapses. What you intend and what happens stand almost on top of each other. And this cuts both ways. It took me an embarrassingly long time to feel how sharply both ways. Your fear arrives as fast as your will. Your doubt undermines a working as immediately as your confidence holds it together. The dream demands discipline. and shows you the bill the moment you flinch. That is the terrain, responsive, remembering, populated, full of its own weather, and governed by laws that answer the moment you act. So let us start with the only instrument you have once you are in there. It is not a tool you carry. It is the body you arrive in, and almost nobody bothers to learn how to wear it. The first time I tried to lift a child who was not there, my hands went through her. I was lucid in a hospital corridor, the kind that repeats when I have been thinking too long about a death I did not get to be present for. There was a small body on a gurney, and I knew, with the flat certainty the dream hands you, that if I could gather her up, she would breathe. My arms passed through the sheet like it was projected on smoke. Not because the dream refused me, because I was not there enough to do it. I was a camera with intentions. I had shown up to the most important work of my practice wearing a body I had never once bothered to put on. Most lucid dreamers are casual about this. There is a body in the dream, roughly human-shaped, and you move around in it without paying attention. It is like playing every show without tuning the instrument. So here is the first practice, and it looks too simple, which is why most people skip it. When you become lucid, take possession of your dream body before anything else. Pause. Do not spin. Do not fly. Start with your hands. Look at them, then stop looking and start feeling. Work out through the arms into your feet. Here is what that buys you. Picture the recurring scene, the one you carry from waking life. The argument you never finished. The room where someone is leaving. This time, you do not lunge. You stop. Hands, arms, the weight of your own feet. 10 seconds. And when you reach out, your hand closes on a real shoulder. That 10 seconds is the difference between watching the dream and being a force inside it. The dream body also changes size on command. Expansion pushes your felt sense outward until you can feel the edges of the space from the inside. The first time I did it cleanly, I felt a coldness off to my left before I turned. Which brings me to the ground itself. There is a house I have been visiting for 11 years. I did not invent it. It simply appeared. A low stone place with a particular cold coming off the flagstones, and a window that throws afternoon light across the same patch of floor every time, regardless of where the dream thinks the sun is. I did not find that house. I did not exactly make it either. We arrived at it together, the dreaming and me, over years. Because the dream environment is layered. At the surface is the immediate skin of the dream. Push on a wall up there, and it gives like wet paper. Below that, things stabilize. The house you keep ending up in, the city whose streets you already know. And at the bottom, the bedrock. Moving into those deeper layers works like deepening trance. You move toward the dark, dense part rather than away from it. Find the edges, where the visual field thins and objects lose their detail. You will feel a pressure, like wading against a slow current. That is not a warning. Step through, and you will know you have crossed, because the light stops being friendly and the place stops performing for you. It is just there. It was there before you came. And you can build in those layers, not in one night. You build the way water builds a channel. The same trickle, the same line, again and again, until the ground remembers. Eventually, the place starts to feel found rather than made. That is the moment the board under your foot complains before you have decided that it should. And choose the pieces with care. Build a working room, and it does not feel right? That wrongness is data. Maybe you face the door the wrong way. The room is more honest than you are. Build it well, and it becomes the one address in the whole dreaming that is yours. And an address is a thing that can receive visitors. Because here is what nobody warns you about a place that holds steady across years. You are not the only one who learns the way in. Stabilize a location, and you stop being alone in it. The presences gather. And some were using these deep layers long before you learned to descend. Dream weaving is the advanced volume of the Dream series. Where dream walking taught you to open the door, this is about what happens once you step through. Inside, you will learn to build and wear the dream body, to navigate the deep layers and raise stable dream architecture, to work with the figures you meet, to run ritual, sigil, and shadow work inside the dream, to cross the threshold states, and to meet another dreamer on purpose in a shared dream. You have learned to walk the dream. Now, learn to weave it. Dream Weaving. Available now at books.by/Kale Waring.